Now, I'd like to request Mr. Aditya Kakse sir, Head Business, TUTR Hyperloop IIT Madras, to please present his presentation on Viksit Bharat 2047, the constructive role of Hyperloop transportation in India. I request sir to please grace us with his insightful words.
Aditya Khakse this side from Tutor Hyperloop Private Limited. We are a deep tech incubated startup based out of IIT Madras, working on the Hyperloop project in India. I am a product of Indian Railways, graduated from Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya. Previously it was known as National Rail and Transportation University, India's first rail university set up in Vadodara. About Tutor Hyperloop, it was incubated at IIT Madras in the year 2022. Started with a student project, then the question came, what is it just limited to students? Why can't we commercialize it? So then Tutor Hyperloop was incubated at IIT Madras, and from the time since we've been working on the technology. We have developed a 410 meters subscale tube, and we are working on a pod which will run up to 150 km/h in the tube in linear induction motor, magnetic leviation, and under vacuum circumstances. So can we please, so I think everyone is somewhat aware about what the Hyperloop project in India is, how IIT Madras is playing a key role, and what is going on. We have a 2-minute video which will just give you an overview on how it started, what we are doing, and what's the next step. So we'll start. So like I said, Tutor was incorporated in 2022 at IIT Madras as a deep tech incubated startup. We are a team of 15 full-time engineers, and we are mentored by some senior level industry mentors. And our vision is to deliver safe, affordable, and convenient on-demand transport that is good for the planet and the pocket. This is the founding team, basically the co-founders. Dr. Arvind Bharadwaj, he is a CTO, former CTO of Mahindra & Mahindra Farm Division with 30 years of industry experience. Dr. Satya Chakravarti, he is one of the co-founders and a professor at IIT Madras. He is also an entrepreneur in other companies that he have launched, the E-Plane, Agnikul, and Aristovillas. Agnikul is the first private space company which is based out of IIT Madras, which has recently launched this rocket. And Dr. Balaji Rangachari, ex-SVP Mahindra Finance. So I'll talk about the journey so far. We have developed a 410 meter long tube with 2 meter dia, and this is the record lowest infrastructure created in India when we compare it with our Western counterparts, which is Europe and US. They have spent far more amount of money to build this than we have. We have patented our infrastructure technology, where we have reduced the cost more than 50% of what the Western counterparts have built it. We have built a subscale pod which can run up to 150 km/h at IIT Madras outskirt campus, which is Thayur. So these are the pictures of the facility that we have built at the IIT Madras Discovery Campus, which is upcoming in like 30 kilometers from Chennai. I said we built 410 meter, and the project was completed with the help of a lot of industry partners, namely Indian Railways, ArcelorMittal, L&T, TI, ANSYS, Dassault, and Hindalco. Indian Railways have been the foremost backer for this project in terms of resources, in terms of support, in terms of financial support. ArcelorMittal, being the biggest partner, they have invested a lot in the Hyperloop technology across the world, but in India, they have a soft spot for us because most of the board is an alumni from IIT Madras, and they have backed us with a lot of resource and also mentorship. L&T is doing all the construction work. ANSYS and Dassault has provided us with softwares. Hindalco has provided us with, again, material. So current status is the vacuum testing have been completed. The pod runs trials are going on. We have successfully demonstrated the linear induction motor, and currently dynamic levitation is ongoing. And we are getting ready to host the Prime Minister maybe in the next 30 to 40 days. So you can see the trials have started. This is the first picture is from Thayur campus. The second picture is from a 30-meter track which we have set up at the IIT Madras main campus. We also have large scale collaborations with industry. The first one is with Hearth Hyperloop, again an European company which is working on the same technology. Second is with Tata Steel, and third is with recently signed in February with Swissport at the Embassy of Switzerland. So this is some of the media coverage that we have got on the project that we are working on. Recently, we hosted the Global Hyperloop Conference in IIT Madras, which was attended by dignitaries from India and across. This was a first such event in India, and going forward, we get ready to host Asia's first Hyperloop competition, which will see participants coming from India and across the globe to India. Till now, it was all every year being hosted by the Western counterparts, but this will be the first time it will be hosted in India. I invite you all to witness the competition, which is scheduled in February. Dates will be conveyed soon. So we have divided the Hyperloop technology in 3 technologies. One is linear propulsion, second is magnetic levitation, and third is vacuum tube. Our team is working on all 3 stacks of technology. The pod that we have built has linear propulsion, magnetic levitation, and also run in vacuum tube. The idea behind having these 3 technologies was, since you all know Virgin Hyperloop failed and it shut down last year, so there were a lot of questions on how you people will survive on such an expensive technology. So we simplified it a bit so that we could have a business case in India. Linear propulsion gives us a business case in India because it is cost friendly. We have successfully demonstrated it. It is something which is not new, and it is something which everyone knows and have studied about. Magnetic levitation is something which is more of a proof of concept thing, expensive, but there should be a corridor in India like China has from Shanghai to Shanghai airport. We are in talks with a lot of German companies who have expressed interest in working with us for the first time. They'll be working someone with India. So they have expressed a lot of interest to work with us on the magnetic levitation part. Vacuum tube is something which is the future, which we see, which we are also working on the way of linear propulsion and magnetic levitation. Our end goal is achieving the Hyperloop technology in vacuum, which is also ongoing. So this is basically, you can go through the reasons on why we have started with the linear induction motor technology and why LIM for railways. LIM are electric motors that produce direct force rather than a rotary torque to wheel, in turn producing traction from the ground. So we are in talks with Indian Railways, and we have identified some key areas where we can implement our demonstrated technology, and talks are ongoing, and we are hoping to have something concrete very soon. So we have identified some key potential applications in India where we can implement our technology, not just Hyperloop, but also our first 2 technologies, which is linear propulsion and magnetic levitation, namely ports, mining, and greenfield airports. There are a lot of greenfield airports coming up across India, and there will be a need of R to connect the airport with nearby cities. There are talks of air taxis, there is a metro always, but we claim that we can be more cost effective than metro and other current transportation technologies because of our initial R&D based on the tube which we have built. So these are some advantages which we have came across while our initial R&D on why Hyperloop technology. This is basically compiled to the tube. Here is the global landscape map on who the companies working in the Hyperloop sector across the world. One such opportunity for us was ports in India, so we can reduce the turnaround time, which is very massive in India, and presenting a dedicated corridor between the terminal and the inland port, or the site where the containers unload and offload. We can have a corridor which can reduce the time more than half. So this is something which we are looking forward to present our case after the successful demonstration in front of the Honorable Prime Minister. So here was a question which everyone asked last year on why will you succeed if Virgin Hyperloop, which was backed by Richard Branson, Elon Musk, and other senior industry partners across the world, failed? The main reason was main reason was cost. Virgin got a lot of investment and they focused on going for 600 kilometers per hour technology and completely full scale Hyperloop with tube. Our approach is more economical, more budgetary, looking at the Indian market, where we will not go on that much capex, where it is required to create a whole tube with vacuum infra and everything. We will start with linear induction, magnetic leviation, and going forward, we will get to vacuum. Is basically the differentiation which we got on why we are different from Virgin. We are actually targeting 250 kilometer to 300 kilometer per hour for India, which is high speed for India. They were targeting 600 because 600 is high speed for them. Majorly, our thing is cost. We have reduced the infrastructure cost, we have reduced the technology, the pod cost. The same pod which we have built now in IIT Madras is double the cost that currently the other Western partners are working on. So that is the biggest advantage for us. Thank you so much. That is all. Can we play the video? So we have a 2-minute video on just to showcase on what we have the journey so far.
Mission of Viksit Bharat at 2047, we at IIT Madras have embarked on the development of a new transportation technology, Hyperloop, which consists of a magnetically levitating pod that propels itself through a vacuum environment, leading to theoretical speeds of 1200 kilometers per hour. This idea gave birth to the student team Avishkar in 2017, and in the 7 years since, we have grown beyond just that into the 3 C's of the IITM Hyperloop sphere: competition, commercialization, and community building. Team Avishkar has represented IIT Madras at international Hyperloop events with resounding success, their pod now integrating the full stack of propulsion, levitation, and contactless braking. With the support of the Indian Railways, they designed and built the world's longest student-run Hyperloop infrastructure and have been granted multiple patents for the same. Yuta Hyperloop, a visionary startup incubated at IIT Madras, works towards cutting-edge Hyperloop technologies for lightning-fast, safe, and sustainable transit solutions. With a team experienced in automotive and aerospace technologies, Tutor has developed a 1.5-ton pod complete with linear induction motors and magnetic levitation. With this progress pushing India onto the global Hyperloop stage, IIT Madras now turns towards building a globally inclusive and collaborative community. Having previously hosted the International Hyperloop Summit Parivahan, we now host the Global Hyperloop Competition, Asia's first such international event. The growth of the IITM Hyperloop sphere is a testament to Indian Railways' continuous support towards us. We hope to utilize these technologies to achieve large-scale implementation of Hyperloop in India and thus help us achieve its goal of Viksit Bharat.
So that is all from my end. I would like to send out an invitation that when we send an invite to the Honorable Prime Minister for inauguration of the facility and we present the technology that we have built indigenously at IIT Madras by the engineers, we would love to invite everyone across who is present over here to witness the history in making at IIT Madras in Chennai. And yeah, that is all. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Urban Infra Group, for the invite. Looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful presentation. I would like to invite Mamta ma'am to please present a token of gratitude to Mr. Aditya, sir. I request sir to please grace us with his presence on the dais. Can we please have a big round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am.